Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We all know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is buried in the sacred chamber along with two of his best friends and the first two Khalifas, Abu Bakr radiallahu anh and Umar radiallahu anh. And that chamber once was the house of Aisha radiallahu anha. In history, there have been few attempts to remove the blessed body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There were two done by the Fatimi Khalifa. His name was Al-Hakim bi Amrillah. He wanted to transfer the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Medina to Egypt, to Cairo, so people can start visiting Cairo more, and that will bring him more business. He made two attempts and they both failed. Another attempt was done around the year 578 after Hijrah, and that was done by Syrian Christians. Also, they wanted to steal the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But tonight's one of the attempts, and that's the one I'm going to concentrate on, it took place in the year 557 after Hijrah. There was a very famous Muslim leader. His name was Nur ad-Din Zinki. Nur ad-Din Zinki was part of the Seljuk Empire, and he ruled over Syria. And he was the mentor of Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, the well-known hero Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. One time, Nur ad-Din, after praying tahajjud, he went to sleep, and in his dream he saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in that dream, he pointed out two men with blonde hair, and he told Nur ad-Din, which his first name is Mahmud, "Ya Mahmud, save me from these two men." So Mahmud woke up from the dream. He was, surprised. What kind of dream is this? And he did not pay much attention to it until he saw it 3 times in a row. "Ya Mahmud, save me from these two men." Allahu Akbar. Imagine seeing Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a dream and requesting from you help. So he woke up and he went to one of the very close ministers, very righteous man. His name was Jamaluddin al-Mawsili. Jamaluddin al-Mawsili advised him to not to tell anyone and to immediately go to Medina. So Nur ad-Din Zinki took some soldiers with him, and also Jamaluddin accompanied him and went to Medina. It said it took 16 days to arrive, and when he arrived there, the governor of Medina was surprised because he was not notified that he was coming. So he inquired about the trip, and Nur ad-Din informed him why did he make this trip in the middle of the night and without any prior notice. So the governor asked the Sultan if he can recognize the two men he saw in the dream. And the Sultan Nur ad-Din, he confirmed, "Yes, I can." So what they did is they announced all over Medina that we have, the Sultan is here and he wants to provide a lot of food and gifts to everybody. So when this news spread in Medina, everybody started coming, and the whole idea was to see and find out if these two men were among the people coming and taking the gifts. So a lot of people came, and they all get gifts and food, and they were not able to identify those two men. They were not among them. So when they finished, the Sultan asked the governor, "Are these the only people in Medina? That's it? There's nobody else?" He said, "There are two men that came from Morocco recently, and they have been praying a lot, and they have been giving a lot of money to the people. They're very kind, they're very generous." So he said, "Can we see them?" When they walked in, immediately the Sultan Nuruddin Zinki recognized that these are the same two men he saw in his dream. So after questioning them and asking them for their intention, they said, oh, we decided to stay 1 year next to the Masjid al-Nabawi, and we want to perform Hajj and spend all this time in Ibadah. The Sultan, seeing them in the dream, he knew that they are not telling the truth. So he went to their tent and looked, he did not find anything. And then he saw like a kind of carpet. He took it out, and under it there was a lot of money. And after intensive search, they found that they dug a tunnel, and the tunnel is almost by the chamber. Allahu Akbar. So they admitted to their mission, and they said, we are here to steal the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they were Christians, Moroccans, and they want to take it back to Rome. They were sentenced and they were executed. Now, after this incident, Nuruddin Zinki ordered a trench to be dug around the sacred chamber, and the trench will be filled with molten lead in order to prevent any future attempts to steal the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. So my brothers and sisters, this information not too many people know about, and that's why when I found out myself, I wanted to share it with you. And there is a couple of lessons. Number one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said in Surah Al-Ma'idah, وَاللَّهُ يَعْصِمُكَ مِنَ النَّاسِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allah defend you, Allah protect you from nas, from mankind. And He told us in many places in the Quran that whomsoever harm Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will be harmed in the dunya and in the akhirah. And another very important point here is that how, subhanallah, how the leaders of the past, when they heard that there is something harmful to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they immediately themselves did something. Before they asked the people, they themselves did something. The Sultan himself, the leader himself, went and left everything to defend the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now we hear people doing caricatures, movies, insulting sometimes Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and no one is doing anything, not even taking away the ambassador or anything like that. Subhanallah. You know, and we wonder why these things are happening to us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make us understand our deen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people who will always stand to defend Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us with him. May Allah azza wa jal make our last deeds our best deeds, and our last words, La ilaha illallah.